Listen, I know you guys are all recording this right now, but I know everyone.
I'll cut it out.
Don't put anything up till I actually know what the hell's going on, because you understand.
Rolling, keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video I am going to explain and tell you what happened to my car at the STREETSPEED717 call out. And I feel like it's a pretty important subject to touch upon. I try to be as real as possible, and I'm pretty emotional in the sense as I can't express myself as much as I can. It's very, very hard for me to hold back my mouth. As you could tell with other YouTubers and through comments and stuff, I usually come back at people. I'm not the type to just sit there and keep my mouth shut. So doing this video, I might possibly get backlash from this particular company, but you know what? It is what it is, and I feel like I need to put this out there so people can know what happened that day and why I left on a trailer. And it's not an excuse for losing, you know, against Demonology. That race was fair and square. He beat me. He was the better driver that day. His car was faster that day. And it is what it is, and that's what racing's about. Basically, in this video, I am going to explain to you what happened to me that day at the track. This issue was going on for, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks prior, but I did not realize it because I just thought that was a normal sound. So here's a clip to what was going on. Prior to all of that, before the race, I was just battling this knock issue and I could not figure out what it was. So someone suggested to me, hey Mike, you need to get rid of your cats. Your cats are probably going to get, rattling up top. This is what's causing the knock. This was all going on, and this is like a week and a half before the call out. So I finally got everything buttoned up. I wasn't very happy with the car. In general, it was just so damn loud, but I'm like, fuck it, I'll deal with it as long as my cats aren't knocking and causing this false knock and having issues and my car pulling timing. So the following day, we finally got a decent night. I put some fresh gas in it. I go to hit the highway. I go to make a couple pulls, and I still have the same knock. So I'm like, oh my God, what the hell am I going to do? This is a problem now. Now it's just figure we're like a week away from the call out, and I'm just frustrated. And the day Stang mode actually went back on the dyno, I was there and he could see the frustration on my face. I was gonna put my car on the dyno, and I was just so frustrated. And it just, once again, we got backed up. I had no time to get on the dyno. I still had to drive 2 hours home. It was like a Tuesday night, so I was just like, screw it. I was just frustrated with the car. I was like totally turned off. I was not liking the car with the cat deletes and that exhaust I had. It was just, I was miserable. So another friend said, hey, go through all your piping, make sure nothing hitting the frame, make sure the exhaust is not hitting anything. Nothing of that sort. So I went through the car the following day. I checked the exhaust, no bolts were hitting the frames, everything was good. I went over to my intercooler piping. One of it was actually the piping, the hot side on the driver's side was, yes, it was loose and it was kind of banging a little bit on the frame, but I can't see it moving that much. So I got a piece of rubber hose, like fuel hose. I cut it in half, I put it there, and that, I prevented that from banging up, the intercooler piping banging up against the frame, possibly causing the false knock. So now this is like 2 days later. I go out, I take the car for a ride, 93 octane. I send it on the highway, I log it. I had tire spin because it was a little colder that day. No knock. So I'm like, amen, this is finally done. It's fixed. I'm prepared to go racing. I made my first hit. And the car only went 136. So I'm saying to myself, I trapped 141 or 140.9, if you want to be correct, on pump gas with some Torco. So I'm like, holy shit, why is my trap so low? Okay, maybe it's the altitude, but the DA was pretty low. And the day that I ran that 140 and change pass, the DA was pretty high. So I'm like, oh, it's probably just the altitude, whatever. The car, you know, car should be fine. So I come around, I make another pass, and mile per hour is down again. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The car is moving out. I'm getting the car to 60 foot. I got good mile per hour to the 8th mile, and then it's just like dying out on top. I'm like, man, is this tranny finally taking a dump? You know, I kind of figured it's gonna happen one day, so I was like, oh, maybe it's just gonna happen this day. So I go around, I go check my logs. I got no knock. Everything's running good. I'm like, man, what the hell could it be? It's got to be the altitude. I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to psych myself up. I'm like, this is not normal. My mile per hour is just way down. So I'm just trying to convince myself it's because of the track that I'm at. So that the next pass, I put another tune in it. I got like 2 more mile per hour. So I think I went 136. So I'm like, all right, it's not that bad, but I should be trapping way higher on MS109 mix than I should be when, you know, I'm trapping 138 on straight pump gas, like without torque or nothing. So it's just like bugging me out. Like I'm like, something is wrong. The car just didn't feel right. But, you know, listen, I had to race Demonology. There was no way around it. I had to race him. There's nothing I could do about it. It was just, is what it is. And that's why I got all hyped up. And I was just like, you know, he's here. I want to race him. And then he kind of like pushed me off a little bit because he was doing other things and he was racing somebody else in Tunnel Chaser's car. And that's why I filmed that whole thing, because I just had a feeling about my car. I just really wasn't sure what it was. And I wanted to get the race over with. And I just honestly just wanted to go home. I didn't care about winning or losing. That wasn't the point. It was just the point, like, I just knew something was up. So we finally lined it up. I make my pass, my losing pass, and I come around, and I'm about to get onto the return road, and I just hear this crazy noise, and I'm like, okay, I either blew up the rear or the transmission's finally done. Like, my mile per hour has been down all day. The car just didn't feel right. This doesn't make sense. I had all the knock going on last week. I'm like, this sucks. But as long as I can make it home, I'll be fine. I didn't even think or remember that the trailer, my friends brought a trailer there. I get to the staging lanes. I pop the hood. And this is what happened.
Is it busted? Oh, shit.
My blower must have been going bad for the last few weeks. I did not know. I did not really realize till the day of the call out, but it is what it is, and I needed to send it no matter what because I was there to race. So, you know, whatever the outcome was, win or lose, or if it blew up, I needed to do what I had to do. So the blower blew up. I was flipping out. I didn't even know what to do. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, I can't believe this is happening. All I do is talk about how reliable Vortec is and how their product's so great and blah, 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 and all that shit. And man, I was just really disappointed. I was more disappointed that I knew that I had a better chance of winning after the fact that it blew up. Like, so if my car was running, you know, in tip-top shape during the pass versus Demonology, maybe I would have had a better chance. Maybe he would have cut a better light, or I would have cut a better light, or just it would have gave me, you know, it would have put me in the game a little more because, I mean, my car, I still made my personal best pass that day and went 10-0, but it just, I knew right there that that's what killed my day. But you know, I had to address this to people, and I'm trying to get this out the right way. I don't want, this has nothing to do with Vortec. This doesn't have anything to do with the reason why I was gonna go twin turbo. I'm very, very happy with the Vortec product. I shipped it out to them. I had it back in like 5 days. They did the right thing. They communicated with me. Someone got in touch with me like Sunday, which those guys aren't open on Sunday. They understood. Things happen, things break. just like all these 18 Mustangs that supposedly get their short blocks replaced because of the engine tick. These things are going to happen. I put a massive beating on this supercharger. So one way or another it was going to happen, but thank God it happened. At the end of the season, I got to do as much racing as possible, and I got a new unit on my car. It's running just as good. It's probably running better. I'm trying to get back to the track, weather permitting, but you know, it is November now, and we got a lot of snow today on the ground, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to ACO Sunday or if they're going to be open on Sunday. So I'm still happy with my Vortex setup. I'm going to still run it. I'm not taking it off the car. I am going to pulley down because screw the warranty at this point. They did warranty, by the way. My blower was fully warranted because I never replaced that pulley. So I still had the 3/6 pulley on with the tamper-proof glue. So they had to warranty the blower no matter how many quarter-mile passes or how many roll racing or how many times I went to Mexico. So they did the right thing. They warranted it. I know what the issue is. I'm not really going to discuss that, but it was just an internal issue that's why my mile per hour dropped. That's why I was getting knock. It was causing false knock and all those fucking shitty things that happen. So I will be still moving on into the next season, running the Vortex. I'm going to E80. I'm going to run E85. I'm doing a full fuel system. I am pulling down. How small of a pulley am I going? I'm not really sure yet. I still need to get a drive shaft, and these are all things I'm going to do over the winter. I'm also renting a garage. I'm moving into the garage, I think, the first week of December, so I will not be dealing with working on the floor anymore or working outside. I mean, I'll still be working on the floor, but I'll be working on the floor in a garage that has lights. I don't have to worry about rushing home to get, you know, an hour of sunlight and not get the job done. So, guys, I just wanted to put this out there. I just wanted to let you know what happened. So, guys, thank you for watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. So, peace out.